Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well out there. And today we're going to head back to the year 2000 for a sword and sandals epic. But before we do that, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here. I greatly would appreciate that. Also, as always, a shameless plug for my TeePublic and my Zazzle store. I'll leave a link for both of those in the description box below. And today we're going to head back to Ridley Scott territory since Gladiator 2 is coming out this Friday. We're going to talk about the original Gladiator. Yes, Gladiator came out May 5th of 2000. It's rated R. The theatrical cut is 2 hours and 35 minutes long. Had a budget of $103 million. And upon release that summer, it made 187 in America and 467 worldwide. This was a huge hit. This was directed by Sir Ridley Scott. In this movie, we got Russell Crowe as Maximus. He's a general for the Roman army. We got Joaquin Phoenix as Commodus. He is the son and the heir to the throne of Rome. Connie Nielsen plays his sister, Lucilla. Richard Harris plays his father, Marcus Aurelius. And Oliver Reed plays Proximo in this film as well. And there's a ton of other actors you'll recognize throughout the runtime of this film if you've never seen it. Right in the beginning of the film, we see the Roman army in their final battle, their final conquest before they can go home, at least so Maximus thinks. They wipe out this horde, and they are victorious. And Marcus Aurelius asks Maximus to take power from him and give it back to the people when he passes away. He's ill. He feels he's going to die fairly soon, and he does not want to leave the power of Rome to Commodus, his son, because he even says to Maximus, he's not a moral man. And he even tells Maximus he is the son he should have had. Some pretty strong stuff here, especially when Commodus finds out that his father plans on giving power over to Maximus so he can give him back to the people and make Rome a republic once again. Well, Commodus doesn't like that so much, ends up killing his father, smothering him to death, and he takes power. Maximus knows what's happened, and before he can do anything, he's taken prisoner, and Commodus has sent troops out to kill his wife and his son who are waiting for his homeland. And Maximus escapes, finds his dead wife and son, and he got hurt during battle. He ends up getting taken into slavery to be a gladiator, and he works his way back to Rome with this group led by Proximo, is the person who purchases them, this group of guys, to be gladiators. And he gets power back by just winning over the crowd. And at the end of the film, Commodus cheats, but Maximus kills him. And that is the end of Gladiator. Now, this is a 2 hour, 35 minute film. I glossed over a ton of stuff, but basically this is a sword and sandal epic. We're on the cusp of overuse of CGI. There's some CGI used in this film, but Ridley Scott built a lot of stuff. The armor, the battles are real. Everything is shot. All the action is mostly real, and it's great. It's glorious. This movie is excellently shot by Ridley Scott. I mean, he is one of our master filmmakers. Not that every film he makes is a home run or even that good. He has had a lot of stinkers in his career, but when he's on fire and he's firing on all cylinders, Ridley Scott makes gorgeous looking films, and the action is spectacular as you would expect. And this film basically is a revenge story at the end of the day. I mean, Maximus does have honor, and he loves his family. He wants nothing more than just to go back and see his wife and child. And when they're murdered by Commodus, I mean, this is a revenge film, just set in ancient times. And there's political leanings in this film, obviously, with Marcus Aurelius wanting Rome to become a republic once again and giving the power back to the people. I mean, Commodus scheming. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is great here, but you can't wait for him to get his comeuppance eventually throughout this film. He's so sleazy and such a scumbag. You can't wait for it. Connie Nielsen's great. The whole cast is great here. Richard Harris, Oliver Reed in his final role. As a matter of fact, he died with 3 weeks left in principal photography. There is, if you watch closely, especially on the 4K, they had to finish what he had left in the film to tie up his character with a double and some CGI. And on the 4K, you can notice where the CGI of Oliver Reed is. It's only for like one shot, but you can tell it's CGI to replace him because he passed away. But he gives a great performance as well. Everybody gives a great performance here. The action's spectacular, like I said. The scale is epic. Absolutely epic. And I'm hoping the new one is, I mean, I heard they spent a ton of money, so I'm sure it's going to be at least at minimum, it's going to be epic on an epic scale with some really cool action scenes. But this film, I mean, Russell Crowe gives a magnificent performance. He won an Oscar for it. Hans Zimmer's score is spectacular. The set design, the costumes, everything is just grade A stuff here. And this is a film I've loved ever since it got released back in 2000. I mean, I've owned this on DVD, Blu-ray, and now this 4K. It came in a double pack with another great film, Braveheart, which I'll review eventually as well. But anything negative, I really don't have much negative to say about this film. I really think it's a really great, epic, old school style sword and sandal epic film. So there's no complaints, really. I don't have too many complaints here. Again, Hans Zimmer did the score, won an Academy Award. Actually, the film score for this is one of the highest selling film scores of all time. And it is a great film score. I got to see Hans Zimmer live with my good buddy Dale _ from the Bat and Spider podcast back in September. And they played the main theme from this film. Spectacular. Spectacular live, spectacular in this movie. Just a great score. The battle at the beginning of the film took 20 days to film, and the fire in the forest was real. Ridley Scott was informed that the government was going to clear the land for a housing project. And he asked him, he goes, well, then I'll take it out for you. I'm going to set it on fire. And so obviously all that stuff is real. And they burned the forest down for the battle because they were going to cut the forest anyway. So they got to do it for real. 27,000 pieces of armor were created for this film, just for this film. And I mean, obviously there's a ton of extras, ton of stuntmen. I mean, the scale is just off the chart in this film, especially for 2000. I mean, they spent $103 million. That seems like chump change today for an epic film. But back then, even in 2000, that was a lot of money for a movie, $103 million. The tigers were real. It was a mixture of real tigers and a stunt dummy tiger. The one that Russell Crowe stabs with the sword obviously was a dummy fake tiger. So the tigers weren't CGI. They were real tigers on set. At the end of the day, this is a really great film. It's a classic at this point. Most people have seen it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend seeking this out and checking it out. I would give Gladiator a 9.75 out of 10. 9.75 out of 10 for Gladiator. What are your thoughts on this film? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. I can't talk today. And share this video. I would greatly appreciate that. And also leave a comment down below. Are you planning on seeing Gladiator 2 this weekend? I plan on seeing it. I'm going to go with a couple of friends and see it in IMAX. I'm very excited. I wasn't at first, but as it's gotten closer, I've seen some interviews with Ridley Scott, seen some footage. I am very excited to check this out. I hope it doesn't have to be as good as this. I just hope it's close. Okay, we'll see how I feel. I'll do an out of the theater review on it. But again, 9.75 out of 10 for the original Gladiator. That's it for this one. I'll be back soon with another review soon. But until next time, bye.